Imagine a world where the fire inside burns hotter, faster, brighter than ever before, because it is fed by the power of connection, not isolation. Right now, the biggest trap many leaders, founders, and investors fall into is thinking the best ideas come from within their own borders, their own circles, their own comfort zones. But here's the brutal truth: genius, radical change, next level innovation springs up in the messy, wild, unpredictable crossfire where cultures, perspectives, and experiences collide, not inside the neat borders that the world tries to impose on us. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed by tired ideas, trapped by the rules disguised as freedom, or isolated even in a crowd of professionals, that's because the system wants you to be just that: isolated, boxed in, small. Your pain, your frustration, your knowing there has to be something more. It's not a coincidence. It's a sign screaming for a seismic shift. And that shift? It has a name: internationalism. True internationalism. The one that tears down walls, breaks all the rules, and dares to create something new from genuine collaboration across borders. This doesn't mean just outsourcing or hopping on a conference call with people from 5 different countries. It means building a mindset and a network that puts difference at the heart of everything. Because innovation is never born from sameness. It's born from the clash, the tension, the fire between radically different ideas thrown into the mix. Every one of you knows the pain of an idea that gets watered down to fit the lowest common denominator, or the pressure to conform to rules you never agreed to just because that's how we do it. But there's a devastating cost in playing it safe inside one box, one country, one industry bubble. You miss the lightning that can only strike when perspectives deeply foreign to you mess with your assumptions, challenge your comfort, and make you rethink reality from the ground up. Here's the secret, the thing too many don't see. Internationalism doesn't dilute identity or culture. It ignites it. It takes what's uniquely you and throws it against what's uniquely someone halfway across the globe and says, "What happens now?" That collision is a supercharger for every form of creativity and problem solving. Think about the companies and founders who smashed industries recently. Their biggest breakthroughs came when they refused to listen to the comforting echo chamber of their own backyard. They invited the strange, the new, the uncomfortable into their teams. Bringing in voices from different countries, backgrounds, even languages, wasn't a nice to have or a diversity checkbox. It was the most powerful business decision they made. But don't just take success stories as inspiration. Understand why this works on a level that digs under the skin of conventional thinking. Innovation needs friction. It needs clash. It needs conflict. Not the kind that destroys teams, but the kind that reshapes mental models, forces deep questions, and wrecks familiar patterns. When all you have are people who see the world the same way, ideas flatten. They turn into autopilot. Internationalism is the ultimate source of this friction, but it's friction with fire, with meaning. Without it, systems calcify. They fall prey to mediocrity disguised as stability. And when mediocrity wins, the pain is felt all the way to the core of your mission, your business, your purpose. Founders, investors, professionals, the edge where innovation lives isn't inside the comfort zone of national borders. It's in the wild intersection where languages tangle, cultural norms spark, and different histories challenge the dominant narratives. If the world's big systems want you shoved into neat boxes, the leaders of tomorrow must do the opposite. You have to create ecosystems not defined by geography, but by shared commitment to transformation. Team up with people who see the world differently. Find those rare connections who think through another lens. Don't settle for easy partnerships. Chase the hard, the unknown, the uncomfortable ones. And here's another truth many won't tell you. Internationalism isn't easy, but that's why it's gold. It demands vulnerability that most leaders avoid. It forces you to deal with conflict that no one teaches us how to handle. It shakes your sense of control, your need to be the expert in the room. But in surrendering that need, in embracing the chaos of difference, you unlock exponential growth. Not just for your product or your portfolio, but for your mind, your entire way of thinking about the future. Listen closely. Your biggest innovations are waiting beyond the borders you know. They're trapped inside the non-linear, unwelcome, unpredictable spaces that you might be tempted to close off with rules, with language barriers, or with comfort zones. But if you're ready to be ruthless with what doesn't serve you, if you are done with boring, tired progress that bleeds nothing but incremental change, then you need to weave internationalism into every fiber of your work. Don't fall for the lie that global collaboration is just a trend or a buzzword. It's a lifeline. It's the oxygen for any idea that actually wants to shake the system alive. Because the real question is never, can internationalism breed innovation? The question is, how much potential are you willing to cut off by clinging to the illusion of borders? How many breaks could your product, your company, your culture have taken if you only embrace the true power of internationalism? Not just as a buzzword, but as a battle cry. Here's the mindset that will set you apart. Reject the easy path. Refuse to accept the system's scripts that try to shrink you into conformity. Seek out the radical different, the unfair contrast, the unnecessary friction, and bring it to your table. Build teams and networks that are dumbfounding in their diversity. Trust that the tension that comes with difference will produce ideas far beyond what you ever imagined. Forge relationships where trust isn't a given, but is built from curiosity and relentless questioning. This is what unleashes not just incremental improvement, but leapfrogging change. Remember, the most dangerous thing for innovation isn't a lack of resources. It's a lack of real difference. Without internationalism, you're coding in a closed loop, recycling yesterday's ideas with shiny labels. With it, you join a relentless, vibrant flow of new perspectives, which force each player to stretch, rethink, break boundaries. Imagine what happens when your next breakthrough is powered by a team that doesn't just think differently, but lives differently. When investors bring not just money, but unique insight shaped by different markets, cultures, failures. When founders share failures and successes that no local context could create. True internationalism is messy. It's complicated. It is uncomfortable. But it is alive. And the alive stuff is what carries innovation across oceans, across time zones, and through generations. The value isn't in homogenizing the world. It's in organizing around the rare moments where contrast breeds power. Where the strange, the misunderstood, and the misaligned find connection and make lightning together. If you're a leader who's tired of playing by rules that kill your fire, if you sense the system is designed to fragment, isolate, and dim your brilliance, then the path forward is clear. Build bridges, not walls. Plant networks, not silos. Make the unknown your greatest asset. Connect relentlessly with the few who blaze as fiercely as you do, even if they're halfway across the planet, even if their voice shakes your worldview. Because through those connections, the impossible becomes inevitable. Innovation born in internationalism isn't just better, it's essential. It's the only way to break the illusions the world's trapped us in, to stop living lives borrowed from others and start creating our own reality. When you embrace internationalism with everything you've got, you don't just innovate, you transform the way the world makes change. You move from playing the game inside the system to rewriting the game entirely. So, if you feel that hunger inside, that unbearable tension that whispers you are destined for more connection, more transformation, more impact, then double down on opening every door, on seeking every new perspective, on igniting every friction point that others avoid. Your future, your legacy, your next great breakthrough is waiting there. In the collision, in the clash, in the messy, beautiful dance of borders fading away. Welcome to the place where the rare meet, where fire becomes wildfire, where innovation is not just born, but unleashed. This is the power of internationalism. This is the power you are meant to wield.